Hello, guys. Well, I honestly did not think that the next time I talk to you would be via a YouTube video, but here we are. First of all, welcome to your first day of online learning. We have some really cool things that you'll be doing. We had that packet that was sent home, so that's like our first thing that we're going to look at. And I actually brought a copy of it home so that I could show you. If you remember, this was in a Ziploc bag. We had our Storyworks, and there was a letter explaining that this was e-learning. And we also had in there a special schedule, so you know what day of the week. So today you're doing whatever it is for Learning Center, okay? I also put in there a couple of math packets, which these are all things that we've done before. So it's something that you should be able to do your fractions and your long division. This is not a rush to get this all done today. This is actually 2-3 days worth of work. So I'm okay. If you just do one math sheet, that's fine with me. There's 4 total here, so that's 4 days right there. I also put in here a read a recipe sheet. So challenge in the next couple of days before spring break starts. Do your read a recipe sheet, then maybe see if you can find a recipe that you can do with your family. So maybe you want to make oatmeal, or you want to make brownies, or something that you'd follow a recipe, and you can really pay attention to the fractions while you're doing it as well. So read a recipe. We also had, since we just finished Little House on the Prairie, how cool, an out west reading passage. So you can read about the settlers and the pioneers that came in covered wagons, just like Laura did. So this is kind of a nice connection for your text. Here's your choice board. That was for Mrs. Riccio, so you can go ahead and make sure that's in there. You do have a PE sheet that gives you some ideas. But I just put on there, hey, just get 30 minutes exercise. Get outside. Throw a ball around. Lastly, that's about all the work that was in that packet. I just want to look at the Storyworks real quick. This is actually, if I were doing this in class, we would take probably over a week to do this magazine. So this has really cool things in it, and you don't feel like you have to get the entire thing done in the next day. And there's some really, really neat things in here. So let me just kind of peruse it with you, and you have yours out when you're watching this, hopefully. So this has a nonfiction article, and it's Death by Chili Pepper. And I love hot things, so I'm thinking that I would probably find some interesting in this, because I love hot things, but can you really die because it's so hot? I don't know. So that's kind of a neat article. Makes me want to have some salsa and some chips with it. So we have, this is called Blood, Smoke, and Freedom. And this is all about the Revolutionary War. So kind of a nice social studies connection here. And with the Revolutionary War, it's going to talk about our battle with the British and our fight for independence. So that's kind of neat. There's a link in here, which is really cool. They have a virtual field trip to the Museum of the American Revolution. How neat is that? So in your letter that's coming home today, you should get before you watch this, I've got all these virtual field trips that you guys can take and go different places. So with this virtual field trip, you could actually read about this and then do a virtual field trip to the Museum of the American Revolution. That, I might have to do that, just because I think Mr. Dobson would love that. And he's home with me today, so that might be something that we do. Let's see. This is a great article. Nice long nonfiction article. Realistic fiction. It looks like squeak twice for yes if you like realistic fiction. I'm just going to predict that this is about maybe a new dog that they got that's acting naughty, or an older dog that's acting naughty, or I don't know. So that's kind of a neat article. You can, and I shouldn't say article, it's more of a story. So that's something interesting to read. And that's a couple pages. This is kind of cool. And I think I have a picture book about this in my library. It's called 2 Miles for a Drink of Water. And it's basically a nonfiction article about the lengths that people have to go to get water. So even though, we might feel like we're a little overwhelmed being cooped up in our house, these people have to 2 miles for a drink of water. So that's puts things in perspective. Puts things in perspective indeed. What else do we have? Got an interview with someone from Michigan, and that's a connection to that clean water article. So that's kind of cool. And I know you guys love plays. We have been we did our Hunt for Medusa's Head, and every Storyworks has a play in it. So the play for this one, for this article or edition of Storyworks, is based on a Jewish folktale. What's the harm of spreading a little gossip? It's called Feathers in the Wind. And I'll tell you, when I picked out this Scholastic, I picked out this one because of this play. I love this play. This is a text connection. If you remember, going back a couple months to Mr. Peabody's Apples, think about Mr. Peabody. Think about that story that we read. This connects with that. So that's all I'm going to say. I don't want to give anything else away. Feathers in the Wind. That is a good read. I want you to read that before Friday. I'd love to hear what you guys think of that. So we've got that play. There's always a debate in here. And the debate this time is, hey, you found $100. Is it finders keepers, or should you return it? So this is a nice little debate in here. And it actually has a little thing. Remember, we did our opinion writing with the Elgin marbles. So we had to come up with reasons why we believed that. So there's actually a little thing. If you want to jot down 3 reasons, yes, it's a lucky find, or no, it's not theirs. So come up with those reasons. Remember, when we did that, it was when we did our debate, I assigned you, and even if you didn't agree with where I assigned you, I made you find things that would agree with that opinion. So this is kind of the same thing, except we're just using a different topic. Got some grammar stuff. Nice poem. You know how I love poems. You maybe save that for Figurative Language Friday, because I love a good poem and I love figurative language. And then let's see, got some grammar stuff, some fun stuff to read. I don't know, it looks like almost like a Mrs. Potato Head, except it's a butternut squash. So I won't give it all away. I'll let you guys explore. This is, like I said, this is a lot of material in here, a lot of cool stuff. Don't think you have to read it cover to cover, page to page right now. You've got a couple days. Enjoy it. This time that we're apart, I'm going to be touching base every day and giving you some ideas so that you're not bored, because we're home. And sometimes being home is, you can only watch so much TV, you can only play so many video games. It's good to keep our minds active. So I want you to really think about that. Keep your mind active. Always be wondering, always be looking for just interesting things around you. There's a letter that's coming home, and that letter I sent out yesterday is just a couple pages. It's got a note from me, and then there's kind of some daily goals. All right, so the first 2 days is basically look at that e-learning packet, which I put more than 2 days worth of work in there. So if it takes you 4 days, hey, it takes you 4 days. That takes you through this week, and it's spring break next week, and you won't have to worry about anything because it's spring break. After that, you're going to see kind of a rough outline of just some daily challenges. I have a website that you've probably never been on. If you have internet connection, get on that website and just explore it. There's a lot of really cool student resources. There's a Symbaloo page that has tons of different games and activities that you can link up to. So that's one thing. Scholastic, I put a link for a Scholastic website. Really look at that, and there's daily challenges. There's daily reading in there. Always keep reading. Always keep wondering about things. I think I even have on there, in math, get a blank piece of paper, write out 5 long division problems and solve them. That's something everyone can do. You don't need me to write numbers on paper for you. You can do that on your own. Write 5, I think maybe I said 10 fractions and make equivalent fractions for them. That's pretty easy to do. So in that packet, you're going to see kind of a rough outline of what I'd like to accomplish every day. And there's also going to be some virtual field trip sites. I know the Cincinnati Zoo has closed, but at 2 o'clock every day, if you go to their website, they go to a different animal's habitat and they show you that animal. Yesterday, they did a hippopotamus. It was so cool. So, make it, your science time is going to be at 2 o'clock and I'm going to watch that zoo podcast and I'm going to see what's going on there. So there are fun things you can do. And it just keeps you learning and it keeps you busy because, like I said, sometimes it can get boring. I don't want you guys to be bored. I will be uploading this to my YouTube channel. And on that YouTube channel, I will be also, some of you brought Restart home, some of you didn't. That's okay. I'm going to be doing a daily read aloud of Restart. Even if you're not in DBC, I'll catch everyone up to speed as to what's going on because we're pretty early in the book. And enjoy Restart. It's a great read aloud. And we're going to just keep rolling with that every day. Spring break, you're not going to hear from me because it's spring break. You're off. And then, we'll see what happens. As far as the week after spring break, I know Monday I'll be on and we'll kind of touch base. You can always email me. You can always dojo me. I will be here and I'll be monitoring all that every day. All right. So, big takeaway. Enjoy. Keep learning. Keep wondering. Look at some of the things that I provided for you and let me know how it's going. Send me an email. I'm excited to hear from you guys. All right. Happy Tuesday. And I'm going to put this up and you will also see a video for Restart, whatever chapter that we're on, and I'll catch everyone else up to speed in case you're not in DBC. All right. All right, guys. Take care.